about saying FAFO, fuck around and find out, to these people in ICE detention centers. It is a shame that members of the Black community started the trend, and so many other people followed.
Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Process stitches on my For You, and I thought to share with this Mexican lady is all out calling upon Black people and telling them that they are the reason why ICE is actually detaining Mexicans, and they also are the reason why people are talking about this FAFO instead of them to be talking about how Black and brown people really need to come together at the time like this. Lovelies, I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some other stitches I was able to put together because I don't know the reason why anything that happens, it will still comes down or boils down to blaming, Black people, even though Black people are not the ones detaining people and putting them in these ICE facilities. Black people are always going to be the ones to be blamed. I'm just going to roll it. Let's dive into.
They are being starved. They are thirsty, only given 1 cup of water per day, are denied bathroom privileges, are denied medical attention. People in ICE concentration camps are losing their lives. And don't even think about saying FAFO, fuck around and find out, to these people in ICE detention centers. It is a shame that members of the Black community started the trend, and so many other people followed. This is an updated voting poll. Brown people voted for Kamala Harris more. But you fall for the colonizers' divisive tactics, the inaccurate voting polls, the initial propaganda. It is immature and immoral to be centering that type of behavior in response to a community that is being mass deported in prison and concentration camps and tossed out of the country to who knows where without any rights or contact to any lawyer or family. When we should be focused on solidarity, and this has to stop immediately. Especially those of you who claim to be activists perpetuating this FAFO BS nonsense.
Shouts out to Aaliyah, because this is where it was on her page when I first saw this lady, this Mexican lady. And then I went to her page and she doubled down and literally said that they helped us during the Civil War, which is a lie. And the Mexicans helped free the slaves. First of all, Mexico had slavery themselves that wasn't abolished until 1829 or 1830 or something, somewhere around there. And the president that abolished slavery in Mexico was Afro-Indigenous. I don't know why they keep leaving that part out. He looked more like a negro than he looked like. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And when we were down there, we was fighting beside them. We was helping to protect their borders. They conveniently leave that out. All this civil rights, nobody that was not fighting with us for civil rights. Is a lie and a scam, not as a collective. And they know a lot of them are anti-Black. It is so crazy that they keep blaming us. First of all, we've been saying fuck around and found out, just like we've been saying a whole bunch of other shit that they co-opt and steal and turn into something else. Fuck around and found out never really had no political meaning. That's just how Black people talk. Bitch, fuck around and find out. That's how we talk. Why do they keep blaming us and censoring us when we are not the ones that's putting them in concentration camps? We do not yield, nor do we hold the power to deport them. They are focusing on the wrong people. Why y'all not mad at MAGA? Why y'all not sticking it to the white man? I mean, we just got to call it a spade a spade. It's so weird that the Mexican and the Latino community keeps coming for Black people. It's because we're not putting our bodies, we're not sacrificing our bodies and going and running out and standing on the front lines. Is that what it is? Why they got so much animosity toward us like we're the ones that's doing this to them? We're not inflicting any pain on you. And as per Aaliyah's video, because I never saw that initial video, she played a video of a bald head clear guy coining fuck around and find out for political purposes. Once again, stealing our shit, renaming, reclassifying it, giving it a different meaning. We're not making fun of y'all like that. We really ain't. We don't give a... It's unfortunate, but stop blaming. You're pointing,
I still get asked, how? How did Latinos, how did your community vote for him? And honestly, it is multi-layered and multifaceted. Let me tell you that I am also not one of the people that voted for him. And I say it's multi-layered, multifaceted, because I think there's multiple reasons. Sure, there's a concern around misinformation and disinformation having taken advantage of our community or having people confused. I think that's one part of it. Another part of it is, frankly, racism, misogyny, the fact that many Latinos didn't want a Black and Asian woman to take office, the fact that many Latinos thought that because he is a man, that he would somehow save the economy or do a better job at the economy, when in fact she actually has a degree in economy and fully had laid out plans and told us that what would be happening as far as the tariffs are concerned. Kamala Harris did tell us what would happen, and here we are. Here we are. But I also say that it's multifaceted, multi-layered, because there is machismo that exists and internalized oppression, internalized racism that exists within our community, the Latino community. There's also colorism that exists within our community. So many of us are raised and brought up to believe that darkness is a bad thing. That if you're more claro, if you're more lighter, that you will have it better, or that you are better. Like, many of us are socialized, whether or not even our families are aware of it, but are socialized to believe things like that, to want to be closer to whiteness, to be bought into proximity to whiteness. And a lot of people don't want to talk about that. They don't want to admit it. Whatever, that is their own thing. But I am naming the things that are prevalent in our freaking community. Anti-Blackness is a major thing that exists in our community. Okay? All of this stuff contributed. But I will also say the lack of empathy for immigrants. The fact that people feel like because they're second generation or third generation that they are better because they didn't have to immigrate here. This country was stolen from indigenous people, from white people that immigrated here. Again, something that people don't seem to want to talk about or acknowledge, but it is the reality. So for people to feel like, oh, well, they're only going to take the criminal. No, you see what's happening right now. You see what's happening right now. And Latinos, so many Latinos that are now being like, oh my gosh, I didn't know it was going to happen. Oh, I regret my decision. Oh. Well, look at you now. Look at us now. Look at what's happening. Look at what's happening. If you want more of this type of content, follow for more. Comment if you understand. Comment if you understand.
The white people with the red hats, okay, had the signs that said mass deport now.
Get out of here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They were coming out and they said, well, we felt betrayed. The problem was they didn't think it happened to them.
Right. Why?
Because in their minds, we're not them. See, here's the ideology. This is the part that we need to understand. Because a lot of people be like, how could you? The Latino community is not even connected. The Latino community is broken up and subdivided in so many different countries that have so many different identities. So you have the Caribbean, right? And then you have the South American countries, and you have Panama and Nicaragua and Venezuela. And then you have Brazil, which is also a Latino, right? Like all these different things. And so it's just a conglomerate of so many different identities and cultures. And they experience things differently and they talk about things differently, right? The second thing is some of those immigrant communities have been here. They've been here for 10 years, 20 years, and they created a lineage. They have their family, and some of them have come the legal way. And then they want to assimilate so closely to whiteness.
Right.
Because white supremacy is a global thing. It's not just something that happens in America. The point is that they want to assimilate to whiteness. They want to assimilate to American culture. And we're so grateful to even be here. And now we belong because we've created this identity close to whiteness and close to power.
Right.
I don't want your ass coming from, even if you come from our same country, to taint now our image because your ass doesn't speak English. Don't fuck it up for us.
Don't make the block hot.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I was just talking about this inside my last video, which you can watch, but it's about how easily you could get sucked into the alt-right pipeline, even if you're a person that looks like me. Yeah. So anyways, as I was saying, I feel like I pity Latinos for Trump, not only because it's a lot of self-hatred, but because it's also the wanting of being accepted into American society. I feel like that was the biggest thing that I think I struggled with when I consumed with right-wing media, and I guess the feeling of being Latino and the feeling of just not feeling American enough and also not feeling Latino enough. I feel like that there is this really strange dynamic when you're Mexican American or if you're mixed. I think that a lot of the times, like, whether you are just, even if you're not mixed and you come from a background where your family has been here for generations and you have become so Americanized and you don't follow your traditional roles inside your culture, and because you lose your native tongue and because like you're just not so connected to your culture, you feel alienated from it a bit, but you also feel alienated from white culture as well because you're not white and they don't treat you as if you're white. So there's this strong wanting to feel accepted, which is being American. And I feel like in right-wing media, they really push this idea that yes, everybody's fucking American, but it's only if you come here the correct way, or if you're already just born here. And most of the times there are a lot of Latinos who did come here and their parents did get the documentation correctly, or they believe in their head some way that their family did things the right way. Or there are people out there who have, again, been born here, have lived here for generations, and just have slowly not take part inside their traditional cultures because they were ashamed about it from white people for so long, that those stories don't get told because their grandparents have never really talked about it. It was shameful. They felt shamed about themselves. They felt shamed about even speaking their own native tongue. They weren't allowed to speak their own native tongue in the neighborhood that they were in, or they weren't allowed to speak their native tongue in the area that they lived at. Like, it is that deep. Like, it's super, super fucking deep. Another reason why I also see people confused about people who are Latinos for Trump is because it's like, how could they even be like this? Like, how could you be so against your own people? And it's because, like, they don't really see themselves as Mexican. They don't see themselves as Mexican enough. They don't see themselves like as a part of that. And because there's that disconnect, it's easier for them to be like less empathetic. It's so much easier for them to not categorize and think that they, like, when white people and when Trumpers are actively talking about Latinos, they're not talking about them. They think that they are not associated with that group. They don't believe that they are, because they don't identify with it, because they don't see it like that, because they came here the right way. They believe that they got their documentation the right way, however that may look like. Like, even though it may have taken such a long process, they will double down and say that they did things the right way, and that they believe that they should get that they should get their ass kissed essentially and be accepted as American because they went through this long process to become an American citizen, and therefore they should be super, super fucking thankful, when in reality this land was taken from our fucking people originally, and a lot of us were displaced. That's why it's North and South America. Yeah. And I know that, like, not all of us are from North America. I can respectfully say that there are a lot of people who are just specifically down from South America. A lot of land was taken. A lot of us were fucking displaced. And a lot of people do not want to recognize that because they want to live so present in the moment, and they want to say, well, what can we do now? Like, history has already happened. Like, things have already set in motion. Everybody's fucking mixed. What the fuck do you want to do? And it's like, start treating people who are mono-raced, that come from their original fucking, like, who are very deeply involved inside their culture, the same as fucking you. Because at the end of this day, Americans are made up of immigrants. We are all immigrants. Even the fucking white people who fucking killed the Native Americans to claim this fucking land, they are immigrants too. And they forget every time. And that is the fucking problem. That is the fucking problem, and why right-wing media is so fucking manipulative is because they want you to focus on how we are so good in the present and how there are fucking famous movie stars of people of color, there's educators, anybody could get a job now, da 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 da. Why do we need all these, like, why do we need these laws that protect them? It's because, and they don't even see it as like, they just see them as laws. Like, they don't even see them as like protection laws. They just see them as like, why do we have to have this stupid law? It's to protect them. It's to protect you to stay inside the spot that you got. It's like, so our ancestors fought long and hard. Your grandparents fought long and hard for that law to fucking exist. So you can work in the same building as a fucking white person, and you're not just working this job that makes less than them, and like you're not discriminated against them. Like I like, they have those things for a reason, and they want you to be so caught up in the fact that you have this fucking phone inside your hand, and the fact that you're able to say whatever the fuck you want inside this country. Well, now it's not really looking like that, but that's the point. That's the point. Like, they want you to forget about these things on purpose. Like, I'm going to need like people like Latinos for Trump, people who are all like, oh, like, I'm independent, who are all like, oh, like, it's not gonna happen again, like, this shit isn't gonna, I'ma really need you to think about it like this. You know how, like, when you're healthy and all that kind of stuff, you can breathe out of both nostrils and you're just fine, and like, you don't think you're gonna get sick, and you see everybody getting sick around you or whatever, and you're just like, you know what, no, I'm gonna maintain my distance. Like, I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna speak to them like from like a close distance. I'm gonna wash my hands like crazy, and then like, you end up like the next day can't breathe out of one nose. And then you're just like, damn, like, I remember when I could breathe. I remember when I could breathe out of both nostrils, and now I can't. I'm gonna need people to think about these kind of situations like that, because, like, just because you think you're fine now doesn't mean that something can happen, even if you take so many protective measures for it to not happen. Like, it could still happen to you.
I still love this. It's so ironical that even till this period, even till this present time, Black people are always on their lips. They're always looking for ways to keep blaming Black people for whatsoever that is going on. Even though Black people actually have their own thing going on, they have their own fight. They have things going on in their own community that they need to even solve. But every other person will look for ways to actually blame Black people. 2 days ago, I stitched a video about an Asian woman calling upon this Asian woman was actually a a minority woman that is out there being supportive of Black women, Black people. She's all over, my For You. I am actually one of the people that liked her content and all of that. But I was so shocked that I came across some of her videos, people stitching on where she was calling Black people coward for standing down and for minding their business. And I was like, what is going on? Why is it that in everything that most of these people do, they will look for ways to actually drag, Black people into their shenanigans? You know, even when I stitched the video, so many people were very shocked because I have known this lady for a long time. She's by name Harmony, and I was shocked. But thankfully, I think she made another video, apologizing, and maybe it was just all over the place. Like, there's a time that you'll be so frustrated with what is going on, and you wouldn't know when you are going out of line. I think that is actually what happened. Then I was still going through my For You, and I came across this Mexican woman again, talking about how Black people are the ones who introduced FAFO, and because of that, every other people are using FAFO to mock most of the Mexican or Hispanic people that has been deported, eh, you know, that has been detained by ICE and eventually getting deported to whatsoever country that the ICE people chose to. The thing is that I think people are just normalizing um blaming black people for whatsoever that is going on, even though black people are not even participating with what is going on right about now. I was thinking that most of this energy should be channeled to the ICE people detaining these people. This energy that is being channeled to black people should be channeled to ICE facility or to the ICE agent instead. Because the people that you are calling upon are not the ones arresting these people. They're not the ones going after undocumented immigrants. They're not the ones detaining people. They're not the ones putting people in this alligator Alcatraz. They're not the ones. So why is it that some people like this just bent on blaming black people, even though black people has nothing to do with it? They must still look for ways to call upon people that looks like me. Like, why is this so? Like, it's as if it's a normal thing. If it's not coming from an Asian American, it's coming from Mexican people, it's coming from Latino people. Like every other marginalized group is just blaming black people, even though black people are the ones that voted massively for, you know, for who 92% and 80% did their thing, but they are still the ones to be blamed. Like, why is life so unfair to black people? Like, this is, I don't even know that till date, they're still going to look for ways to blame black people. That was when what happened at the Chicago happened. So many people used that as an avenue to mock black people, trying to mock them to tell them that, oh, you actually thought that they were not going to come for you. Now they're coming for you, even though the ICE raid in Chicago was not really, really like that type of getting deported and all of that. Like, why are people just so bent in looking for ways to blame black people, even though they're minding their own business? Like, this is getting frustrated at this point, because when black people comes out to to protest, they will get arrested. During the course of protesting, and black people were standing down. There are some few black people that went out there to protest. Those ones are the ones that they got arrested, and you know and now that black people are choosing to just stand down and be by the side, they are still the ones getting blamed. Like, where do you guys actually want these people to take a bath and rest? Like, why is this so? Why are they always the ones being blamed for what is happening in Gaza? They're the ones being blamed for what is happening in Palestine. They're the ones that is being blamed for what is happening with Hispanic people, the ones that has been blamed for what is happening with Asian people. Like, what is going on with this constant blaming black people for every other person, even though these guys have done nothing but to actually fight for every other person? Like, this is getting so tiring at this point, lovelies. When I saw this, I was like, I thought we have moved past this scenario. I thought we have moved past this blaming black people. Like, there is this civil right whatsoever that is about to be cut off. There's so many things happening in the black community that black community are trying to do their thing, fix their thing, and every other person just wants to, like, oh my goodness, lovelies. Oh, and just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So, love this. If you've not subscribed to this channel, do you go a huge favor to click on the subscription button. Like, and I will see you, love this, and I upload the next one. Just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So please share this video. Subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do that. Like, and I will see you, love this, when I upload the next one.